Hey guys, and welcome to the tutorial series for the Animal Behavior Kit. In this short video, we'll be taking a look at the spawn load component. So if we go ahead and jump into Unreal, we have our tutorial level that we've been using for all of the different videos here. And if you've been following along from previous videos, you know that we've had uh, two deer classes. We have a male buck, BP buck underscore tutorial, and a female, a doe. Um, and this component actually is very simple, perhaps the simplest component that we have in the kit. All it does is it spawns loot. It spawns an actor class when the animal dies at that location. Uh, Simple enough, yet quite useful. So let's just take a quick look here. So I'm going to use the buck, and just really quickly, just to make our lives easier, if we select the buck and the doe and go under behaviors, we're going to make sure that the roam behavior is stay in place so they don't run around, and the engage behavior is ignore. That way when I'm damaging them to kill them, they'll just stand there and just take it, right? So go just select either one. I'm gonna go with the buck, and then under components, click on add component and just type loot, and you'll see that we have BP comp spawn loot, and you'll see that we have a few options here. The first option, spawn pickup on death, is basically the equivalent of the boolean that you've seen before, whether the component is active or not. In this case, I spell it out. Do you want to spawn a pickup on death? It's going to be obviously active by default. Then it has a spawn class. It's going to give you what blueprint actor do you actually want to spawn. And in this case, I actually have a base class for pickups. So if you click on the little icon here, just to go to the asset in the content browser, you see that we have some bait pickups. We have a bait pickup class base, and then we have bait for predators and prey. And I know I haven't talked about this before, but I will when we talk about the companions, which is the next video in the series. But basically, you are able to use bait to tame either predators or prey. So in this case, I'm going to select BP bait pickup prey, and I can click on the little arrow here, and you can see that it automatically puts it in this slot. However, remember that this can be any actor whatsoever, right? You can pick up anything. It's just an actor. So you can come up with your own blueprint actor class that you want to spawn, and all you need to do is you need to just select it here. Then we have percent spawn rate, or percent chance to spawn, and this is again a percentage, and it says it right there. 1 means 100% chance to spawn, 0.5 is 50% chance to spawn, etc., etc. So that's again another cool feature, because you may not want your animals to always spawn something, right? Maybe you want the animal to spawn skins, right? If your game has skinning, for example, this could be one of those use cases. Or just random loot if you're making an MMO, for example. So you can play around with this with the class here and the percent chance to spawn. And then the last option is whether you want the spawn to be aligned to the ground or not. And this is actually I just added recently. It's just a nice option to have, right? Otherwise, if your animal dies in a slope and you spawn the actor is not going to be aligned to the slope. So right now, let's just go ahead and leave everything as is. And I'm going to go ahead and click play. And now as I come to the buck here, I'm just going to start damaging the buck. And the buck dies, and it just spawns the actor blueprint. And in this case, it's just bait for the prey. And if you look on the right hand corner, top right hand corner, I have prey bait and predator bait. I have 3 of each. If I grab this guy, now my prey bait is 5. And this is going to be used to tame companions, which is why I wanted to talk about this first. Again, it doesn't have to be this specific class, it can be anything, but I just wanted to show you in the case of the bait. So now let's quickly show you, I'm going to drag a cube, the alignment. Let's see here, I'm going to grab, this can be anything, it's just like a little plane here, and you can see I just wanted to do this, and when I hit play, you can see now that we have a slope both in the X and the Y. So we're going to do the same test. The animal dies, and you can see that the class has been rotated exactly to match the slope. If you deselect that and you say no, I don't want you to align to the ground, and click play, well, pretty obvious what's going to happen. It's just going to spawn looking at the world rotation. As you can see here, it's not aligned to the slope, it's aligned to the world. So again, up to you, whatever makes sense in your case. I think for most folks, align to ground is probably the default, but that's pretty much it. In the next video, when we talk about companions, one of the ways that you tame a companion is by using bait. So if in your game you wanted to use that system and use baits, a way to collect bait from dead animals would be to use this bait class and use the spawn loot component. All right, that is pretty much it. Very simple. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.